Then Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto God, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee.
That's the son that you came from, right?
And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him
Not dealing with Ishmael.
for an everlasting covenant with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall be he begotten, and I will make him a great nation. Verse 21. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear with thee at the same time in the next year.
So God is only dealing with Isaac. He's not dealing with Ishmael.
Now think about this. Sarah was a slave. She was a slave.
The word, her name itself means princess. So she couldn't be a slave when her name literally means princess.
Was she Abraham concubine first?
No, that was his wife.
It's the book of
Not
Genesis,
first.
chapter 16,
Who you
verse
married
1.
first?
Sarah.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 1. Now Sarah, Abraham's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I mixed up.
That's fine. But let me go back to these words that I was showing you. I told you at first,
She was
so
alright.
that you know. Right? He says, nigga. What does nigga mean? Black.
Without my glasses.
It just means black. That's all it word. Don't mean nigga. It just means black. That's all it means, all right? Ishmael. Let me show you what Ishmael. Ishmael, a descendant of Ishmael, Ishmaelite, descendant of Ishmael, the son of Abraham and Hagar. 12 sons of Ishmael and his Egyptian wife became princes and the progenitors of as many tribes. They lived in camps in the desert, North Arabia. Also, although occasionally some of them settled down in the Baitis. The Baitis just is other forms of those Ishmaels, right? Mostly, however, they lived like Ishmael, a wild man of the desert, and also like him, they were famous for their skills with the bow. Joseph was sold by his brothers to some Ishmaelites. The word is apparently in the Old Testament in the wider sense, referring to the nomadic tribe of northern Arabia, generally Genesis chapter 37, verse 28. All Arabs followed Muhammad's example, claimed descent from Ishmael. So all Arabs come from Ishmael.
It's the book of Genesis.
Hold on. You're going too fast. So what you're saying is, Esau and Jacob was in there. You said Joseph.
They came from Isaac. Remember,
They came
Abraham
from
and Isaac.
All right.
So Jacob and Esau came from Isaac.
So in that part where you said, just not said about Joseph.
No, I was talking about Ishmael, because you said you was
Yeah,
a
but the
Ishmael.
word you used was Joseph in there.
Yeah, Joseph was sold by the Ishmaelites. He was
He
sold.
was sold by his brothers.
No, his brothers, Joseph's brothers was the Israelites, not the Ishmaelites.
Well, so you said the Israelites sold their brothers to the Ishmaelites.
I'm saying the Ishmaelites sold the Ishmaelite Joseph to the Egyptians. He lived in Egypt for 40 years.
Right.
So that was Joseph that. He was an Israelite. You said you was, I only went there because you said that you was an
Yeah, I'm
Ishmaelite.
part of the Ishmaelite family.
So
'Cause
Ishmaelites-
both come from Abraham. And they both say that seed will be fruitful and multiply. And you said the covenant is only by
It's only
Isaac.
for that Isaac to Jacob.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 21, starting at verse number 8. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw that the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heirs with my son, even with Isaac.
Now, that was Sarah. Sarah said, well, listen, cast Ishmael and his mom out, right? Watch this.
And the thing was very grievous to Abraham.
Abraham
Sight.
was like, man, this is my first son. Man, I don't want us to kick him out, but watch what God said.
Because of his son. And God said unto Abraham,
What?
let it not be grievous in thy sight.
Don't worry about this thing. Go ahead.
Because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
God said, cast them away, because listen to your wife, because I'm only dealing with Isaac.
Verse 13. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a great nation, because he is thy seed.
You'll make him a great nation. They got plenty oil over there. They got plenty of money, right?
And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder,
Cast out.
and the child, and sent her away.
So they gave her a bottle of water and some stuff and told her to keep it moving.
Right now, she kept it moving. No problem with her, none of that. But what you're leaving out in the book of Revelation, it tells you that there were 12 tribes, right?
That's right. Of who?
You said it's just all right? Now in the 12 tribes of Israel, go to another verse, I think it's like two, 3 chapters down. It says that there's another multitude of 144 that was not under the blessings of the Ishmaelites, but the Israelites, but they still gonna make it.
144, read that in verse 4, 7 and 4.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 4.
That's what it said now.
And I heard a number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000
Of what?
of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
That's what the book said. 144.
They got it. So you saying that's the only place they say 144?
Those are the leaders, but if you're talking about the 144,000,
Yes.
those are all Israelites.
All
Those are the rulers. Remember, they gonna have. You looking at, all right? They have let me show you what I'm
The
talking about.
preachers that were in the church at that time, they were a whole tribe by themselves. They was the only ones reading the Bible. What were they called?
Hold on, say that one more time. The preachers.
Well, I'm using the word preachers. The people who taught them the scriptures in these books, like this.
All Israelites.
He said he wasn't no Israelite. But what was his name? The leader of that.
This was John in this book, but they had Paul, they had
No
Peter,
Paul is not.
they had.
Well, that's disciples, man.
I know. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
I'm talking about. You just said name the 12 tribes.
Judah. Yeah. Give me Exodus chapter.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 1. Starting at verse number 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin. Dan,
He's blended amongst the other 12 tribes, right?
Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. All the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob
They didn't
The
mention.
Levites-
Now watch what he said. Keep reading because we didn't mention Joseph. Watch.
were 70 souls, but Joseph was in Egypt already.
Joseph is that 12th tribe. Dan is mentioned amongst the other tribes right now. Joseph brings up Ephraim and Manasseh. That's to bring up the 12 tribes of Israel.
All right, now Levi.
That's
What
the
was
priest.
Levi down?
That's the priest.
That's the guy I'm talking
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what you was asking.
about. And Levi,
They're the priest.
he's a tribe also.
That's correct.
Now, all they did was study.
Well,
And when they come to the church,
that was their job.
that was their job. When the people brought the 10%, they brought it to the Levites.
Right.
That was their job.
Right.
Let's say Joseph. Now, Joseph was the son of,
That was Jacob's son.
so how could he run a whole tribe when Jacob already started the whole thing?
Hold on. How could he run the whole tribe? What you mean run the whole
How
tribe?
you adapt, you said you adopted Dan and Jacob. Where Dan come from?
Dan is one of the 12 tribes. I said, but give me Genesis chapter 49.
Dan.
The judgment on Dan. What I was saying
It's a new
was,
book.
huh?
It's one of your new books.
Oh, no, it's the same one. Yeah,
I don't have this one, but I have one.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49, starting at verse 16. Dan shall judge his people
He's gonna judge his people because at the end, the Israelites gonna rule the earth. Go ahead.
as one of the tribes of Israel.
As one of the tribes of Israel. Go ahead.
Dan shall be a serpent
Uh-huh.
by the way.
Normally, way lead that's talking about in certain parts of the peninsula over there in South America is saying where he's gonna live.
And Adler in his path, that bitteth the horse heel, so that his rider shall fall back.
But what I wanted to get out of that, he's gonna judge as one of the tribes. He's not gonna be a full tribe. He's gonna be blended amongst the other tribes. He's not gonna have a whole tribe by himself, because that was his judgment for leaving us to fight by ourselves when we go into that history.
We got a lot of believers now.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you're Ishmaelite, man.
I'm Ishmaelite.
You know they got a judgment for the Ishmael, huh?
Yeah. I'm getting close to my time. I'm about to come back home.
You're gonna struggle both times, on this side, and the other side.
I'm gonna be all right. Be all right. There's something you're leaving out, but you know, I just got off, man. I get tired, but I do like what y'all said in this paper, and I would like to come to one of these classes, but I had to do little stuff I had to take care of before I could get free time.
Man, come on, man, and learn the truth, man. Learn the truth.
Yeah.
Let me show you how much they have.
There's a lot of depictions of the truth.
Let me show you something, because you brought up history, right? Like I told you, I bring plenty of books that I like to read.
Well, I only believe it if it's black and white anyway, so
Got you.
you can't prove
No,
it.
they put their, there you go. Now see, this is the pictorial history of Israel. Now these are supposed to be the Israelites, right? White people that's in the land, right?
Well, I already saw that in the new book right there, where Jesus said most people claim that they're Jews.
And are not. Right. I paid $10 for this book. Show them how much this book is. $10. Let me show you why. Now you believe that the stuff that was on the walls of Kemet, right? You can't change that. They're on the wall. Right? This is a mural depicting Israel's bondage in Egypt. Was found in a Theban tomb of Rekmai governor and vizier at the time of Thutmose III, about 1450